Boom, and welcome back to another episode of Seminoles Sideline 365. The Division I National Championship Women's College World Series has just wrapped up. It is 10:08 on Thursday night, and the Oklahoma Sooners have now just clinched their third straight national title. Thus confirming, if it already wasn't clear, their legacy in sports history. I don't care if it's men's, women's, adult, kid, whatever you want to call it, they are now in the history books, in my eyes, and I think the eyes of the nation, if it wasn't already clear. They are a powerhouse, and I think will continue to be for many, many years on. They are just stacked from top to bottom, and Florida State was the unfortunate team to run into them this year in the championship game. Tonight, Florida State played a little bit better. You got 3 hits on the board. Wasn't great. Once again, the hits just didn't come like they needed to come. We said earlier in the week that Florida State needed to score at least 4 to 5 runs to be able to compete and win a game. You only got 1 run tonight. Now, early on in the game, you got close. You got close to putting 3 on the board, but that center fielder on Oklahoma, her name Jada Coleman, she took 3 off the board. She made a huge play, I believe, in the first or second inning. She took 3 off the board from you. And from there, you really didn't recover. You got 1 home run. You got 1 home run back, which was big from one of your struggling hitters. But after that big hit, you could not, from Mac, who you could tell had relief come off of her when she got her 3rd hit out of, I think, 12 or 15 attempts. Who was struggling offensively. You could just tell that was a weight lifted off her when she pointed to the sky and was running the bases. But outside of that, you got no other real offense. And outside of that, them stealing those three runs away from you in the early innings. So once again, offensive struggles, and then your pitcher, Kat, she gets knocked around in the 4th inning, or 4th or 5th inning. It doesn't have her best stuff for the second half of the game. Overall, doesn't play too bad. Gives up 300 runs. 3 strikeouts, but she gets knocked around a little bit. Gives up 8 hits, 3 runs, 300 runs, like I said, and 1 walk. But she did enough, I think, in my mind, for you to win this game if your offense is there. You're not going to hold Oklahoma to 3 runs most of the time, and offense just didn't come through in either game. And that's why you lose this. Offense did not come through in 2 games. You have 1 run in 2 games is not going to get it done against a powerhouse. That's my thoughts, really.
Yeah, I've got some thoughts on this. I think you summarized it pretty well. I think Kat pitched well enough to win this game. I mean, but it's frustrating. Now, as a pitcher, I've never been a pitcher. I played a lot of baseball. I've been playing a lot of softball. I'm playing softball today at age 70. It's you can't your pitcher gets frustrated. I don't care if he's 10 years old or 70 years old if you're not scoring runs. This team, first of all, Florida State had a great year. Let's both say that. We need to say that. We're going to say that.
Yeah.
They had a great season. You don't get to the championships series without having a great season.
You don't win 50 plus games without having a great season.
So Kat pitched well enough to win this game. In fact, Mac, I thought, pitched pretty well enough, and the pitching staff through 3 innings of the first game. But we only had 2 hits? 2 hits, I think, in the first game.
Yeah.
And 3 tonight. 5 hits and a total of 1 run in 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how good your pitching is. You cannot win games with that type of offense. Period.
Yeah.
Okay? So Kat could have been maybe a little bit better. She did get knocked. She got out of a 3rd inning. They loaded the bases. Yeah. They loaded the bases, no outs, and we were able to get out of that with her pitching and good defense. Yeah. She did get knocked around in the 4th, as you said there. 2 back-to-back home runs after we took the lead with Mac Leonard's home run. We went up 1 run. I thought that was a good sign. and then we come back, we give up 2 home runs.
But you completed the game. But you completed the game after that, right?
Oh, you're still in the game.
Yeah.
We're still in the game. But the bats just aren't there against this Oklahoma team.
No.
And there is no doubt. There's no doubt that this Oklahoma team is a beast. Now, one of the things that I heard, and I heard this on the broadcast, I believe, half the Oklahoma team is brand new this season. Okay. So that's either incoming freshmen or that's also transfer portal people coming in. So they were able to put all the right pieces of the puzzle together and deservedly so win another national championship. And I think any FSU fan that can't feel what they put in and the performance they did, and I think I saw somebody say, why should we even congratulate them? That's the nature of sports.
So dumb.
If you can't congratulate the other team for their victory, then I don't think you understand sports. I don't think you ever played sports. It's okay because sport is about competition. You know, in that regard. In that regard, the other thing I have to say is this. OU has said now they're unapologetic about their behaviors and their emotions on the field. That's another thing that viewers of women's softball have to understand. It's a very emotional game for them. And so when they celebrate, you may not like it. We talked about this before, but that's the nature of the game. And they say, and their coach said, we are unapologetic about it. I want the kids to have fun, and I want them to express their emotions. So that's their theme. You may like it or you don't like it, but that's it. But congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners, and congratulate to the FSU Lady Noles for outstanding seasons.
Yeah, the Florida State team has nothing to be disappointed about. You get to this stage, you get to this level, you get to the championship game, and it's not like you got blown out the first game, but this game you fought hard.
I don't think they got blown out.
You lost 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0. I don't think that's
but
a blowout.
Regardless, you got the championship game. You fought hard. In terms of the emotional stuff, I did think that Florida State looked a little bit tight in this game, emotional wise. And once again, this is all opinion. This is just seen on TV. I'm not there at the game. But when you compare the body language of Oklahoma to Florida State, I did feel like Florida State may have felt the moment a little bit more than maybe Oklahoma did. You're basically playing at a home game for Oklahoma. Norman's 18 miles or 18 minutes away from Oklahoma State. It is a glorified home game for them at Oklahoma State.
Glorified home series for the World
Series.
Get
to sleep in their beds, most likely. They're getting to see their family. You're on the road. It's a tough environment for Florida State.
Yeah.
And they probably feel the pressure of having to go against this team that's won 59 straight games it's incredible. And I think Florida State, it may have taken the fun out of that for them. They felt that pressure, I think, a little bit more, and you can maybe see it in their body language as opposed to what you saw at Oklahoma. When they're not getting a hit, when they're getting flyouts, they're still celebrating it. They're like, we're close. Like, even when they were behind, they were celebrating it. And it is that, like you said, whether it's a clash of cultures, but I think Florida State felt the pressure of the moment a little bit more than Oklahoma did. But I think it's a learning moment too, right? It's to don't take it too seriously. You're having fun, whether you're on a 50-game winning streak or you're on a 1-game losing streak, right? As long as you have talent and you enjoy the game, like, just live in the moment. But like you said, I think Florida State had a hell of a season. I think they'll have the opportunity to be back here next year. And like you said, Florida State's been building through the portal as well. Oklahoma's done an amazing job with it, both in high school as well. As soon as I saw Jordy Ball come in, that woman is she's a beast. When I saw her come in, like I said, I've watched limited softball, but seeing her play a couple times. She had 3 strikeouts out of 9 batters she faced. And yesterday she played the full game, and she did basically the same thing. Like she once we saw her come in, I knew basically the game was almost.
Well,
she was untouchable. She was almost untouchable, and she was pinch running. Like, you don't really see that in baseball or softball. Like, they have some unbelievable talent, but so does Florida State. So I give credit once again to our players. We just couldn't get the bats going. But I think today, like you said, Kat played. She got knocked around. She got the base loaded. She got out of it. She gave up 2 home runs, but she still completed the game and only gave up 3 runs. And they made some unbelievable plays in the field to keep the game in control. The offense just going to come through and bail them out. So
yeah, I'm not sure I totally agree with you that it was the pressure of the moment that Florida State didn't respond to that. I don't really think that's true. They didn't have any errors tonight. Okay, so if you're tight, wait a minute now. If you're tight playing in the field and you feel that tightness, you don't respond to the ball as well. Okay. I'm telling you that from experience. You don't respond as well. You don't want the ball hit to you. Okay. I didn't really see that.
It doesn't have to be errors, though. It could be pitches you're swinging at. It could be you're pressing to swing at pitches that you shouldn't be swinging at.
But I understand that. But I think this offense in the series itself, in the championship series itself, just wasn't there because they got manhandled by the pitching staff, which was basically Jordy Bull. Okay. And the other pitcher that pitched tonight did a great job for Oklahoma. And then the strategy fell right to the coach's hands. She got 2 runs to take the lead, then a 3rd run, and Jordy went in and was the closer. So just like Cat has been used as a closer as well effectively. I thought it was a good pitching duel. I thought it was an entertaining game. I think it was a good showcase game for women's softball. And I think overall it was a very successful series. Nobody likes to lose. Okay. Florida State women are upset. Well, you said,
what does that mean? Nobody likes to lose.
No, you said it's been fun. It's been a great experience.
I said I think they both should be happy to be at this stage. Like they shouldn't be disappointed.
I think they are disappointed in that locker room. You don't play this whole season. You don't play this whole season not to be disappointed. I understand where you're going, but what I'm saying is, yes, there's this moment of disappointment, okay? And so on. This team, I'm not going to say they can't beat Oklahoma, but they couldn't do it with the lineups they had in these 2 games. We hit 1 home run in 2 games. We didn't have a lot of home runs even when the whole playoffs started, basically. I'll call them playoffs. We don't have the power game. Now, a good thing is we limited Oklahoma's power game. So our pitching strategy was effective to a point, but you cannot win at this level scoring 1 run and having 5 hits in 2 games. Not possible.
Yeah. Well, I think if you had to pick and this could have come down to one play. If Jada Coleman doesn't catch that ball in center field, we could be talking about a different. Florida State may wins this game because they're up. That's 3 runs. Like I said, this is a 4-3 game. That changed. So one play, and that's probably going to be that. Maybe is going through their minds right now. That she made a hell of a grab going over that fence.
She made a mudge catch,
and she took that out of the fence. That's a home run.
Yeah,
she took it back, and she saved 3 runs for that team. So if they're going to pick an MVP of this game or this series, she has to be in contention outside of pitching because she may have had a hit. But she scored. She took 3 runs back from this game. So shout out to her. Because if not, we may be talking about a game 3. She doesn't take that. So that's one of those. That's a 4th hit. That's not on the box score for Florida State.
Well, it's a game. It's a game of inches. We've talked about that. Down the foul line or the bunt that stays in. Little plays like those things. Start to accumulate. But the Seminoles didn't have any errors. Which is a good thing. So they played solid defensively. I don't have any problem with that. And I don't have a problem with the pitching. I do have a problem with their offensive production in the last 2 games. And I think Coach Alameda is going to take a look at that and try to figure out how can I push our run production up when we're playing the good teams. Because if you don't have masterful pitching, all the time, and you're only scoring 1 or 2, 3 runs in any softball, fast, slow, baseball, whatever, you're not going to win a lot of games consistently because you can just look at the numbers on that, the analytics.
Yeah, I agree. So to put the wrap on this, congratulations to Oklahoma. Like I said, they are a historical team that Florida State had to face. Came up short this time, but I do believe that Florida State can be back in this position next year. You lose Sandra Cock, and that's a big blow to your pitching.
Well, we
room.
lose. Yeah, we lose
Amongst other players.
People. Yeah.
But like Oklahoma, people want to play for Florida State. They just Florida State was in the primetime position alongside Oklahoma and showed that they can compete at this level to get there. And transfer portal is going to give Coach Lonnie in that staff the opportunity to go get some of the best players in the country to fill these holes that are going to be filled. So look out for Florida State. Look out for them to grab some of these players and say, we need offensive production. We need some new, we need to build depth in our pitching rotation. Here you go. Here's a spot. Just like whether it's football, basketball, positions are going to be open and they're going to be, they're going to be looking. So look out for that. So
I think you're exactly right. And we've said this about the programs at Florida State. If you're not using the portal effectively, i.e. men's basketball, if you're not using the portal effectively, now you're not going to be competing at the elite levels. And I know Coach Alameda and her staff, they're more than capable.
I bet tomorrow
more than capable. Ring. You're starting to call people up and bringing in solid freshmen. The baseball team, Coach Link Jarrett, is already. I see he's bringing in some.
He's got more issues. Yeah, he's got some issues.
Yeah, but you have to build and find these missing pieces. But final shout out to all our graduates who are leaving this program. We read the names the other day, and hats off to them. They'll always be part of this FSU family. It was a tough night. But it's a memorable night, something they'll never forget, because most of us never get to that level. For anybody to sit and criticize players, who get to these levels, we couldn't even think about it.
They're going to be their own biggest critics. That's the thing.
They will be.
What me and you and anyone else can say doesn't mean anything, because they're going to be their own biggest critics at the end of the day. And they know, they know what they need to do. They know what they need to correct. They don't give a crap what we need to say. They brought home an ACC title for us, our 19th title. They've created their own legacy, and they're going to drive other great players to want to play for this program. So kudos to them. And we can't wait to see what they do next year. And
they're all invited, all the grads, to come down and play on my team right now.
Or when they turn 75 to 80. All right. So that's going to do it. So thanks, y'all, for stopping by. We hope to see you next season. And football content is going to be around the corner. And drop us a comment. Like and subscribe. Have a great weekend or a great Friday. And take care and stay safe.